Blake about sort of the progression with this team. Dabo talked about sort of last year he felt like he had to get you guys going, but it feels more player-led this year. Can you maybe just speak to what that's kind of been like with this team's intensity?
Definitely. One thing Dabo talks about a lot to us recently is level 3 accountability, and that's where the players are holding themselves accountable as opposed to waiting on somebody else to correct us. So really just being on point, holding each other accountable has been a big point of emphasis this offseason for us.
Year 2 with Matt Luke, just sort of what's the most stark difference, I guess, jumping into it now, knowing what the expectations are? What's that continuing to be like?
Confidence. Him feeding confidence to us and also us feeding confidence to him. I feel like this year we're a much more experienced group. As you can tell, a lot of guys have played a whole lot of snaps. I'm telling you, man, he's Dr. Frankenstein. He's building a monster.
It's just your injuries last year. How frustrating was that last year?
I don't think frustrating is the right word. I call it a blessing. The biggest thing for me that I noticed is it gave me a very different point of view and a different perspective. I mean, especially during camp this time of year, it feels like all you do is football, and it can get tiring at times. But I look back at those times when I was freshly injured where I would have been thankful to be able to put my own socks on, would have been able to dress myself, go take a shower by myself. How can I not be thankful for the opportunity in front of me when I look back and see stuff like that?
Have you ever been injured before? Like, you dealt with a lot of injuries prior to last year?
No, nothing that major, nothing where I'm missing all the time. That was my first one.
So was it kind of scary at the time? Or?
It was terrifying. You know, you work your whole life towards a goal, whether that's, you know, being an All-American in high school, coming to a D1 college, coming to a Power 5 program, coming to a program like Clemson, and it can be gone like that. Taken away in this. And not knowing whether or not, especially with your back, whether or not that's something that you're going to be able to recover from and come back from, it was terrifying at the moment. I had to lean on my faith more than I ever had in my life. And through that, you know, I built a relationship with God. I built just a mentality of gratefulness. Coming in every day, enjoying being around my guys. So, I mean, that's the biggest thing nowadays.
How do you actually get back from that? Is that like a very slow process? Like, what's the process to actually recover? You just got to lay around, or you doing certain rehab?
You got to be careful. I mean, there's a certain period of time when you can't lift your pinky. I mean, you can't load your spine whatsoever, but, you know, progressively you move forward, you move on, you start loading. It's just little baby steps at a time. Whether or not it's just doing a half crunch. That was a huge milestone for me. I could do half a crunch. I set up halfway, and I was like, yes. So, I mean, it progressed from there. I'm 100% healthy, cleared, ready to go, so I'm just excited for this year.
What was the half crunch?
Half crunch? So I'm laying down like this, right? And I just get right here. And then I go back down. That's a half crunch.
Like, when was it? When did you actually get
I don't remember specifics. It was just a huge milestone for me. I just remember that specific.
It was like during the season after you.
It was during the season, for sure.
For you, how much time are you spending at right guard, left guard, and or first team, second team?
I'm spending most of my time at starting left guard for a first team. I'm working a little bit of tackle too, just being a reserve guy. Whether something happens, I want to be ready to play whatever I can. But ideally, something that I pride myself on is I'm a 4 to 5 position guy, trying to learn center right now, maximize my versatility, do whatever I can do for this team.
When you're moving around so many different positions, facing so many great defensive linemen, I mean, probably every one, playing different positions, what is that challenge like, and how do you feel like you can develop from that?
You have to be versatile. I mean, at this level and the next, that's the name of the game. The more you can do, the better you can serve your team. That's going to keep you on a roster. So that's my main focus. I spent a huge amount of time in the offseason emphasizing versatility. I've worked anywhere from left tackle to right tackle. So just being ready for whatever the team needs. And also, like you said, playing and competing against other guys, you see a lot of different looks. You have to get good at a whole lot of different things because, as you know, not everybody's the same player. And you have to cater to strengths, cater to weaknesses, and that also helps your mental game. You pick up on different kinds of cues, so you can help read people better. So it's been a huge blessing being able to showcase myself in different positions and get better that way.
And who do you think is the most challenging? I know a lot of different positions, a lot of different skills, but most challenging and why to block?
Most challenging? Honestly, that's really hard. So many guys are great at a whole bunch of different things. I'd say the most tricky to get a hold of at first is Peter Woods. He's built like a rock. He's a big, wide guy, but he uses his speed so well, and just kind of getting that cognitive speed back up and thinking like, okay, he's not necessarily going to try to run through my face first. He could, but he doesn't want to. So being able to get on little cues like that's been awesome.
Talking to Blake earlier, you mentioned how special a player it is to go against someone like Amari Adams, and just how he's kind of developed. Even Sweeney saying that kind of talent out the gate is just not normal. What have you kind of seen from him when you've had some reps against him?
The biggest thing I want to emphasize on Amari is what he does off the field. Coming in, being a freshman, it's really easy to just kind of go with the flow, do what everybody else is doing. Amari has been different from the moment he stepped on campus, whether that's trying to build a relationship with guys that are playing across the ball from him, which isn't normal, or, just being a leader in his position. doing stuff the right way, 24/7, bringing guys along with him. I'm really proud of his leadership.
Speaking of not normal, when Braden Jacobs walked in the first time, like how taken aback by how big he is.
Well, I'd heard he was big. I didn't know he was that big, though. Like, he's a different kind of big, and he moves so well for his size, too. He's an extremely blessed athlete, and just being able to see his progression through the spring to now, it's been really, really special. You know, I'm trying to pour into him as much as I can, give him a little bit of knowledge here and there, but really thankful to have him on this team.
Is it even a bigger surprise that his dad was a running back?
Yes. Yes, he's like as big as me. And I'm like, dude, you played running back in the NFL? So, I mean, I don't know. It was cool seeing him. He's an awesome guy, but, I mean, I guess it makes sense why Braden's that big.
As far as Coach Brandon Thomas, what have you gained from him? What has he taught you? And how would you describe him as a person, would you say?
He's an even keel guy. You can never get him out of sorts. You know, he shows up, he's the same person day in and day out. And I feel like that's something that I've applied to my game a little bit more, especially in this spring, is don't ride too high, don't ride too low. Flush the last play, good or bad, and move on to the next.
Ryan was telling us about the T-shirt that Cade bought of his. That's kind of way he showed support. So, yeah, Cade ever done anything to kind of show support for you or the offensive line that surprised you?
I actually didn't sign the deal that allows me to get one of those shirts. I wish I would have, but hopefully coming soon. But no, Cade's been awesome, you know, whether that's just giving us little care packages after the season, just showing his gratitude in little ways, you know. We went out to eat in Greenville pretty recently, went to Sobeys. Maybe don't throw that in there. But anyway, but like we went out to eat in Greenville and, you know, just bonding with each other off the field too. It's been really special. He takes great care of us.
What's in the care packages?
You know, a little row back hoodie, something a little nice, a little water bottle here and there. So he shows us a lot of gratitude.
When he does that, I guess that makes you want to block a little bit harder for him.
Oh, definitely. I mean, just who too is off the field as well. You know, he's a super consistent guy. He's strong in his faith. That's something that I really admire about him. And I mean, as you guys know, as he went through his struggles, that wasn't easy for anybody. But he showed up day in, day out. He was the same guy. And the biggest compliment I can give somebody is when they're consistent. That's something that I appreciate about somebody, and Tu's the epitome of that.
Yeah, Coach Swinney talked about he's the same every day. Like, how does that help you when you see your quarterback is that way every day?
I know what he's going to do. He doesn't throw wild cards at us. He's the same guy. He's going to stand in that pocket. He's going to be comfortable. And if he doesn't get flushed, I don't get flushed. He feeds us confidence as much as we feed him confidence.
And Adam Randall, is there kind of a motivation and desire to block for him too, just knowing his story and how much he's bounced around?
100%. You know, being a South Carolina guy as well, that puts a little bit extra on it. But just seeing his progression, especially in his leadership, I feel like he's taken a humongous jump this offseason. He's a lot more vocal. He's leading the guys, especially in a new position room, going in there and having to almost restart in a way. I mean, he's done an awesome job with that. So I'm really excited to see what he can do this season.
Anything else for